Hi guys, welcome to another Team 10 video. Today I'll be sharing with you my Lord Knight skill build and walk through on how I usually play my KVM. First we go through the Lord Knight tier, so we max almost everything in this tier. First is Berserk. It gives me 100% max HP. This is the base HP, so this is your health before your percent HP cards, your refinement, everything. So for myself now, I'm at 930k health. When I Berserk, I get about 3 or 400k health from this, and increases attack by 50% and movement speed by 30%. So when you're Berserk, it gives you endure, so you can run through skills like Firewall. Next is concentration. So concentration is a debuff that you put on the target, so all your party members deal 20% more damage to the target. So this is important to put it on whoever you're on or your party member is on. So if you want to burst down priest, you cast this on the priest, then your whole party does 20% more damage for 10 seconds. And it also grants endure to your party members. So for example, all your melee like assassin, blacksmith, they can run through firewall as long as they are 30 meters away from the target. So 30 meters I think is very far, and it probably can cover the whole map of KVM. I'm not sure how far 30 meters is, but I think at least should be half the map. Next is self-ignite. So this is the main damage dealer for tank knights. So this does 1% of our max HP every second to opponent, and this attack ignores defense. Next one, join beat. So join beat, I add this because it's quite a big burst damage. So it's 590% of my attack plus 4650 physical damage. And it also applies a random debuff on the opponent that I cast this on. So I think the debuff can be like stun, can be silence, can be blind, but to be honest, I never really noticed what debuff I put on opponents during KVM because it's so messy. Next one, weapon blocking. So weapon blocking decreases the damage that I take by blocking opponent's attack. So I have 50% chance. So and when I block, my next normal hit will gain 500 more physical damage bonus. This one is not, the damage bonus is not a lot, but more importantly it's just the block damage. So I'm very tanky because of this skill. Next one, Call of Justice. So Call of Justice also another overpowered skill for tank knights because we have so much vitality. So every vid that we have, we get 2 attack. Lord Aura. So this one increases the attack of all your party members within 30 meters by 10%. So this one I believe it stacks with blacksmith buff. So in my party I have blacksmith and Lord Knight, so we give 20% attack to the entire party. Next one is Brandish Spear. So Brandish Spear is another burst attack. So it's 540% neutral damage that decreases ASPD and movement speed. So it's currently not maxed now because I don't have enough skill points, but when I have enough skill points I will max this, because I think the decrease ASPD and movement speed is actually the same as decrease agility by the high priest. So but usually the high priest is not near me because I will run all the way in front to engage the enemy team first before the priest reach. So this one, usually priest will decrease ag on the knights or the melees that go on her, and then I will use this on like the sniper, for example, to decrease the overall damage that the sniper can do to my team. So this is very good for the decreased ASPD. Next one, charge attack. So charge attack is the only reliable stun that I have as Lord Knight because I no longer add bash. Put level 1 only because I want the lowest variable cooldown, so I can spam it more often. Next is cavalry attack. So this one I put 5 because it's the prerequisite for Brandish Spear. So the attack bonus is not that important for knights because the damage comes from percent HP. So P attack is not that important to max, and it's very expensive because 5 skill points gives you maybe only 40 P attack, which is very little. Next one, Bowling Bash. This one, Bowling Bash, I also put level 1 only. Bowling Bash pulls all the enemy together within 4 meters so that you can AoE them down. And when used together with the Assassin Grimtooth, we try to Bowling Bash into a AoE stun. So the whole team is all stunned together. Level 1 also because the lower variable cooldown means I can spam it more. Next one, Cavalry Combat. Cavalry Combat also level 5 because it's a prerequisite for cavalry training. Next one is Auto Counter. So Auto Counter now is level 1, but this is the skill that I plan to max next after Brandy Spear when I have enough skill point. So this one actually absorbs percent of my HP as a shield, and when it explodes, it deals physical neutral damage to all the opponents near me. So when this shield explodes together with the self-ignite, is actually a very big burst damage. And if I max it, the damage will be much more. Next one, Steel Heart. Steel Heart is just decreased damage that I take by 40% plus additional 1% for every 50 VIT that I have. So for Tank Knights, we have so much VIT, so the more VIT you have, you block a lot of damage, so it can be much more tanky. Next is Endure. So Endure I at level 5, but the prerequisite for Steel Heart is only level 3, so I'm thinking whether to reskill this away to add only to level 3, because in Berserk we have Endure anyway, and as well as the concentration. So if we are really skill point staffed, this one you can leave at 3, and then you add to other skills first. Provoke is level 5 because it's the prerequisite for Endure. This one I don't even have it on my bars just because there's not enough space. When we try, it seems like it does drop target for the opponent, and if you have enough space you can use it, so that maybe the sniper or something will hit you temporarily before he will tap target back to your priest. Last one is increased HP recovery. So this one, when I drop below 30%, I will automatically heal myself. And this heal here it puts 4%, but when it triggers, it feels like much more than that. This one will heal me up to 3/4 of my life. So actually, this one is quite overpowered. And also the 50% increase effectiveness of the HP pot. So if you use yellow pot, this one will heal you 50% more, which is actually quite a big buff to the potion. That's all for the skill build. So I run through the setup. So I have everything on auto except for Berserk and Charge Attack. So I leave Bowling Bash on auto just in case, because this auto will calculate the range for me. But sometimes if I'm very close and I know confirm it will pull, I will usually manually use the Bowling Bash as well. The rest is all the buffs. The custom skill that I have, the first one is attack. So concentration I put first because concentration can be cast at range. So before I actually reach the target, I can cast concentration already. Then when I reach there, I'll Brandy Spear and Joint Beat for the burst damage, and then slowly chase him down. Then the other combo skill is just all the buffs that I have. For Shadow Weapon, I'm currently level 3, still slowly farming materials to upgrade to level 4. But the skills that I add for Inscription is mostly all the percent stats. So I add here percent physical attack. Then I add some flat stats, the P pen and P damage bonus. And if you have too many left over, I add some into strength. So the rest I'm just saving it for Shadow Weapon 4, where I can get physical reflect, and upgrade the rest of the stats as well. If you have extra Inscription, you can add to Dex. I'm just saving up my Inscription, so you can add to Dex also to decrease your variable cooldown by getting more haste. But I think you need a lot of Dex to have a significant amount. For Pioneer, I added a percent reflect. So the only other magic reflect that you can get is from the Maya card. So for F2P, this shadow weapon is your only magic reflect that you can get. Then I add percent final P pen. This 6% here is equivalent to a Vaitata card, so actually this one is very good. Final P damage bonus also equivalent to Marduk card, so also very good. And then for physical attack and max HP, I never add because it's a bit too expensive, because the Pioneer mats is very hard to come by. So the only way you can get, I think, is from those events and from your weekly KVM or GVG box. Yeah, so you see the max HP, 240 health if you have 930k HP like me. 240 health does nothing. Yeah, it's too insignificant, too expensive. For skills, I add Bowling Bash just for the fact that I never add Bash at all. So I add Bowling Bash to decrease the variable cooldown, so I can spam it more often. This one I add Endure for KVM to have more percent reflect. But for farming, I sometimes go to auto counter. So this one decrease the variable cooldown auto counter, so I can absorb more damage, and also when they explode, I do more damage as well. Here is my equipment. I'm using the full blue set. Actually, the reason why I'm using full blue is because it's like a mix between PvE and PvP, can do both. So the only PvE one is the MVP one is the 8 set. So if you are going pure PvP or KVM, your 2 rings you can use the gold equip from Eclipse, and the rest you can use the blue set for the 6 set. So why I use the 6 set? Because this is reflect. Every 20% of my HP loss, I will reflect neutral damage to the opponents near me. So this is better than the GTB set, because GTB set reflects to your attacker. So it's good in cases where, if I'm on the priest and a sniper is hitting me, the sniper's damage will be reflected onto the priest. Whereas if I'm using GTB, I'll reflect to the sniper, then I cannot kill the priest. For refinements, the most important refinement to go for first is your accessories, your boots, cloak, and shield. Because your accessories give you percent vid that will increase your HP. And also earlier, the steel heart increases your damage reduction. And then your boots gives you percent HP. So this one is important to try and max out your max HP. Your cloak also gives you max HP, that's why it's important to max it out. Your shield also gives you max HP, so all this you should max out first. Your armor not important because it gives you physical and magical defense, which is not so useful. And your weapon gives you percent attack, which is useless for Tank Knight, because nothing scales off this. But it gives you P-Pen. So P-Pen also scales with your self-ignite damage, but it's not so important to max it out first. Next one is your enchantments. Your enchantments, you should go for all VIT, all VIT. And cards, you should go for percent HP. So I'm still farming my HP cards. So I'm using some weak HP cards here. I got by Sasquatch. So important to increase your damage is you should have the Bigfoot card. So this one increases your neutral attribute damage, which increases your self-ignite damage, because self-ignite is neutral damage. Your auto counter, the shield explode is also neutral damage. Joint beat is also neutral damage. So a lot of the things that you have is neutral damage. This will scale very well. So you just get all your weapon is 3 Bigfoot card. Accessories, I haven't farmed yet, but I'm still using a few white cards which I will try and slowly farm. But you can either go for your stun resist or freeze resist card. But if you're going for damage, it will be a Marine Sphere card. The cheaper one will be to use Vitata card. So Vitata card will increase the your final pen, which will increase some self-ignite damage as well. But this one is very irritating because it increases the SP cost of everything by 25%. So you use a lot of the blue pots a lot. Then for your headgear, you go for all Marduk cards, cause this one final P damage bonus will increase your self-ignite damage. Okay, next I'll go to some KVM clips and try and share with you, how I play my games. So when the game starts, I will just auto, and you see me walking up and then pausing. So every time I pause, the auto will cast my buff. So when I slowly move up to the team, you see me walk and stop, because every time I stop, it'll cast a buff. Then I will slowly inch up towards the enemy team, and I will charge attack. So here you see my charge attack. I'm very lazy to do the skill shot, so usually I'll just press the charge attack and let the auto just charge forward. So I will position myself line up to the target or close enough so that when I charge attack, it will hit the target and stun. Next clip is just a typical KVM game. So I'll start buffing and then just run in straight. See them all grouped up, so I charge in, I stun 2 of them, and then I'll bowling bash them together. They run out before the assassin stun. So here you see there's a sniper and a wizard attacking me, which is good because you don't want them attacking your other team members. So here you see my blacksmith stuck but got out, and then I spam berserk here to heal to full health. And in this scenario is good because it's like a 4v3 against the enemy. So just try and draw as much attention as possible, and then just wait for your team to kill everybody out. That's all for this video. If you're interested in finding more clips, click on the playlist at the end of this video. I will link you to the Knight playlist and the Priest playlist. My team is uploading my point of view as a tank knight and my priest point of view as well. So if you're interested in more clips, click on the playlist. Thank you for watching and enjoy farming.